Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to see SQL Server date and time functions with examples. So SQL Server has several different date and time functions, and this tutorial is going to show you the different date and time functions with examples to help you familiarize yourself with SQL Server capabilities. So right here I have SQL Server 2019 installed on Windows Server 2019 as well, but you might have another version like 2016 and 2012, and that's okay as well. There is not lots of differences between these versions when it comes to date and time functions. So let's start with high precision date and time functions, and they are mainly three functions: sys date time, sys date time offset, and sys UTC date time. So let me paste this here. So as you can see, the sys date time function returns the date and time of the machine the SQL Server is running on. The sys date time offset returns the date and time of the machine the SQL Server is running on plus the offset from UTC. And the sys UTC date time returns the date and time of the machine the SQL Server is running on as UTC. Let's run some queries to test these functions. So if I run this query, select sys date time as date and time, let's see what this is going to return to us. So as you can see, this returned the date and time of my machine with the precision of 7, because here after the seconds we have 7 decimals. Now let's try the function sys date time offset. Let me copy my query and paste it here. And as you can see, this function return the date and time of my machine, the one that SQL Server is running on, plus the offset from UTC, which is +1 for me. And the third function, high precision function, is this one, sys UTC date time, which is going to return the time, date and time on the SQL Server machine as UTC. So as UTC, the time is 2044 instead of 2144, because there is an offset of +1. So that's how you use these three high precision functions. Now let's see some less precision functions. So we have current timestamp, get date, and get UTC date, and these are low precision date and time functions. So current timestamp returns the date and time of the machine the SQL Server is running on. So let's try it. So if I do select current timestamp as date and time, it's going to give me the date and time of this machine. And as you can see, we have here a precision of 3 instead of 7 with high precision functions. The second function, get date, returns the date and time of the machine the SQL Server is running on. So let's try it. Let's do select get date as date and time. And as you can see, this has given me the same result with same precision and same format. So these two functions work in the same way. The third function is get UTC date, which returns, as you might guess, the date and time of the machine SQL Server is running on as UTC. So this is the difference. So let's try it. Let's do select get UTC date as date and time UTC, and let's see the result. So as you can see here, the time is 2048 is instead of 2148, and this is because there is an offset of +1 between the date on my the time on my machine and UTC. So this is these are the lesser precision date and time functions. Now let's see how to get some parts of the date and time. For example, how to get the year, how to get the quarter, how to get the day, the week, the hour, the minute, the second, things like that. First, we are going to see the date name function, which returns a string that corresponds to the date part specified for the given date. Let's see an example. Or let's see several examples and run them. So if I do select date name and give it the parameters year and get date as year, let's see what we are going to get. We are going to get 2022, and this is because I'm running get date, and from get date I'm extracting the year using the function date name. So it's going to give me the year, which is 2022. If I put quarter instead of year, I'm going to get 2, because I am in April, which is quarter 2, because quarter 1 is January, February, March, and quarter 2 starts with April. If I put month instead of quarter, I get, of course, April, and this is the name. It gives me the name of the month because I'm using the function date name. If I do day of year, I'm going to get 106, because today is the 106th day of the year. If I do day instead of day of year, I'm going to get 16, because today is the 16th of the month. If I do week, it's going to give me the week number, and this is week number 16 of this year, and so on and so forth. If I do weekday, I'm going to get Saturday, because today is Saturday. If I do the hour, you can guess I'm going to get 21, because it's 21. This is the 21st hour of the day, and so on and so forth, with minutes and seconds and milliseconds and microseconds and nanoseconds. If I do week, ISO week, let's see what this is going to give us. It's going to give us 15. This property here is going to give us the week number based on the ISO date and time standard. So that's why you see difference here. This one gives us 15, and the other query gives us 16, because this is according to the Gregorian calendar, and this is according to the ISO date and time standard. Okay, Now let's see how to use the date part function. We have seen here the date name function. Let's see the date part function. Let's see the difference with date name. So if I run this query, date part year of the get date function, it's going to give me 2022 like date name. If I do quarter, it's going to give me 2. If I do month, it's going to give me 4. So here when I did date name month, it gave me April because it gave me the name of the month, but here date name month gives me 4. Date part month gives me 4 because it gives me the part of the date time and not the name. And you get the idea. If I do day of year, it's going to give me 106, same result as date name. If I do, for example, week, same thing. Sorry, I clicked on new query, and so on and so forth. So this is how you use the date part function. SQL Server has also functions called day, month and year, which when you pass a date to it, it gives you the day, the month or the year of that date. So let's see how to use it. So if I do select day of get date as day, I'm going to get the day of get date, which is 16th. If I do select month of get date, I'm going to get 4, of course. And if I do select year of get year, I'm going to get 2022. Now let's see how to construct a date and time using parts. So for example, if I do select date from parts and I give it the parameters 2019 comma 1 comma 1, it's going to give me the date January 1st 2019. So let's try this, and as you can see, this is January 1st 2019. If I use the function date time to from parts, let's see what it's going to give me. So this is, of course, you give it the year, the month, the day, and then the hours, the minutes, the seconds, the milliseconds, the microseconds and the nanoseconds. So if I run this, it's going to give me this date. You can also construct time from parts using the function time from parts. So if I run this, it's going to give me 6 o'clock. So just a time, no date. If you want to calculate the difference between two dates, you can use the function date diff. So if I do date diff in terms of days between these two dates, which are the 31st of January and the 1st of January 2022, let's see what we are going to get. We are going to get 30, which is the number of days between these two dates. How did I know that this is the number of days? Because I specified here that I want the difference in terms of days, and this you will get the result of an integer. If you want a big int as a result of your query, you can use the function date diff underscore big, which is going to return a big int as a result. So we have here 30 days as well, but as a big int. Last but not least, you can use the function isDate to validate date and time values. For example, if I do select isDate of getDate, I'm going to get 1, which means true, it's a date, because getDate returns a date. If I do select isDate of null, I'm going to get 0, which is false, because null is not a date. So with this we come to the end of this tutorial. This is just a quick reference for you to familiarize yourself with SQL Server date and time queries. I hope that you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.